Good evening and welcome to UHSP Women's Soccer. My name is Bob Richards. Along with Daniel Rodeer, we're at St. Louis U High School in St. Louis for a clash between the Eutectics and the visiting Illinois College Lady Blues. Teams are getting ready to be introduced here. In fact, they are being introduced, the starting rosters. And Daniel, this is going to be a good match, I believe. Both teams got a lot of good pedigree to them, and I think with a 5-1 start for Coach Jack Jamison in his 8th season, this may have been one of the hottest, if not the hottest start in school history.
And it looks to be poised to continue to be a good finish as well. If you're the Eutectics, this is a dream opening to the season for you. 5-1, your only loss is, in all fairness, the most recent game you've played. But you start off well against Waldorf. You're crushing Mount Mary. This is a great start to what looked to be a pretty difficult 2025 season for these Eutectics.
Let's run down the starting lineups real quick as they're being introduced for the Illinois College Lady Blues. Stella Gonzalez, Lexi Van Dyke, Abby Rennick, Abby Love, Katie Adler, Olivia Ralston, Holly Monhart, Elisa Rodriguez, Erin Lucano, Jordan Reyes, and Mackenzie Murray. Those are starting 11. For Coach Hunter Gray in his 5th season, again, they come in 3-4-1, starting for the Eutectics. Number 4, Izzy Rogers. Number 6, Hannah Tyree. Number 11, Layla Stegman. Number 12, Alexa Hildebrand. Number 17, Bailey Caliano. 18, Rachel Harris in goal. Number 21, Danny Nether. 24, Riley Mirth. Number 26, Emma Funk. And number 30, Sarah Agnew. And Daniel, we got a chance to walk onto the pitch and talk a little bit to the two head coaches.
Looks like we'll take a break as well for the national anthem. We come back just about ready to start this kickoff.
We are just seconds away from the start of this match. Again, 5-1. The Eutectics off to a great start this season, led by Izzy Rogers with 9 goals. The sophomore is already closing in on the season record for goals, and we're only 6 games into the season. I believe the record for a season is 10. She should crush that, Daniel, before the season's over.
And given the fact that UHSP has played 2 less games in Illinois College, they're leading them by 10 goals. They've got 6 more assists, which, comes with the extra 10 goals. But individually, the only leader in goals for Illinois College is Elisa Rodriguez with 3 of their 11 goals. But 9 of 21 goals, nearly half in a game where you field 11 players, is an impressive number. And the fact you're doing it in games you're consistently winning is arguably more impressive.
Yeah, she'll be marked very tightly. I'm sure that the opposing coaches know what they're looking for tonight. Talk to Coach Jamison, and we always thank him for his time before the matches. In the back, number 20 is having a good start to the season. The center back, Caitlin Knoll. And in midfield, the defensive midfielder has really shown well this season so far, is the number 19, Campbell Slemmer. Up top, besides Izzy Rogers, number 12, Alexa Hildebrand. She's got 4 assists. Really doing a nice job. You mentioned to Daniel the assists, how important they are. Also, a really dynamic freshman, Lila Stegman. Keep an eye on her tonight. She wears the number 11, freshman out of Arnold, Missouri. We'll talk a little bit more about Illinois College as we get going. The referees have put the ball in play. The home team, Eutectics, in their home whites, trimmed in black. Illinois College Lady Blue, appropriately dressed
Yeah, it makes sense.
The kits are in blue.
It looks like they're hosting just because of the way the field looks. The slew high and
There
the
you
dead
go.
center.
Tactics trying to work the ball through midfield and chip it down this right flank. Ball skips across the touchline. So we'll throw in for the Tactics.
Illinois College, we mentioned it, coming into today, 3-4-1. Their wins coming against Principia to open up their season. Nebraska Wesleyan directly thereafter, and almost most recently against Manchester University. But a couple less than ideal finishes recently. Kalamazoo and Greenville, 0-4 and 1-2 losses respectively. That leads them to their primary sets of losses.
So we're going to have a throw in here deep into the final third. Long throw across the top of the 18, headed down there. Tactics trying to pick it up, but the Blues clear and knock it wide. They play it up to Adler. She turns, gets another touch on it, slips through the Tactics defense all the way to the keeper, who drives it back to midfield. Nice job by the Lady Blues, winning the 50-50 at midfield, and they send it wide. Can they get it across? They cut it back. Those numerals on the Lady Blues are a test for the old soccer guy here, Daniel.
I should have brought my binoculars or maybe night vision goggles.
I got binoculars in my bag, but by the time I get them to my eyes, the play has moved on. So challenging numbers on the visitors, just not real large across the back, but that's okay. We'll make do. We're glad you're with us here on Prepcast, collegecast.com. Bob Richards and Daniel Roedier. Nice job sending the ball wide as Tactics try again, build something up the middle. Good one-touch pass there. Can they generate something here as they try and get across the top of the 18? Stegman, she gives up the ball, now checks back to win it defensively.
That's the speed you need out of an attacker who's turned into a defender after a lost possession. You need to be able to get that ball back, especially without building through the midfield. That was the case there.
Yeah, it's a good hungry soccer player when you turn and retrieve the ball that you just gave up.
Turn and burn.
Throw-in from the far side. We're in the early going here.
Third minute or so. There's no scoreboard inside Slew High, at least not that we're actively running. So our referees are keeping the clock. I'll do my darndest to keep up with them, but that scoreboard you see at the top is controlled by yours truly.
Here's some whistles in the distance. That's football practice going on here. It's adjacent field.
That turns into a goal kick on this right side for Illinois College, and their defense has really been forced to sprint back a couple times now, building through the midfield for UHSP, especially through really the catalyst is Elisa Rodriguez on the Illinois College side.
Plays it short. It's always a dangerous play from my book.
That's
since they introduced the short goal kicks.
I always like when a team can play it properly short. In that case, they play it short and immediately kick it 30 yards out of bounds.
Yeah, kicked it right into the touch. Nice give and go there. Agnew plays it outside. Now chip, partially deflected. And this throw is going to go to Illinois College. And the Tactic players takes a hard fall there.
It was Riley Mirth who hit the deck off balance trying to play the ball and was challenged from behind. Fairly, I might add. Not for any foul, but because she's already off balance, really any small bit of contact is going to send her to the ground. And ironically enough, then she fouls.
Took a pretty good tumble there.
An Illinois College player herself.
Got a restart. It played short. Runwick gets the return pass. She's knocked off the ball but retrieves it, plays it back to her center back. Two teams doing a lot of battling at midfield here as the ball sort of pinballs back and forth between the two teams. Nice job getting it wide, but just skips off the player into the dugout of the UHSP Tactics.
We had that quick conversation with the Eastern Illinois grad, Jack Jameson, how he's lining up, what's his team looking like. His formation is verbalized as a 3-5-1, but you can really call it a 3-3-2-1, or really whatever you want to try and define that as, or 3-5-2. I might correct myself.
A lot of coaches are playing a 3 across the back these days. Nice job knocking it down inside the 18. Tactics try and get it wide, but the pass off target there.
And the reason is because you can have either of that left or right wing in your midfield turn into an extra defender on either side if you need, or they turn into a wing back where they're playing a little bit more aggressive. You don't have to force yourself into as much of a defensive core formation. It gives yourself a little bit more options, especially building through the midfield, which so many more teams are doing. And we've already seen it now between, notably, Agnew and Mirth. There is Mirth.
There's a nice one-touch pass.
What a header.
Yeah, flick-on header from Izzy Rogers. She would love to get that 10th goal of the season here. As she sort of gets into the 6-yard box area. Ball held in right along the byline, but cleared. Also want to thank Coach Hunter Gray in his 5th season for the Lady Blues for his time for the match. He talked about 26 and 28. Aaron O'Connell and Jordan Reyes. Reyes is a freshman put into the starting lineup because of an injury to another player. She's off to a good start. The only other freshman. The other center back, Aaron O'Connell. The midfield maestro, number 20, Olivia Ralston, and up top, another freshman, 17, Katie Adler. There's a cross knocked down and then resent across the 6 and cleared. So again, we appreciate Coach Gray's time before the match here this evening.
Interestingly enough, for Reyes, the native of Mascuda, this is probably the closest to a home game she'll have this season. They've got another game against Webster here in St. Louis in a week or so.
Tactics chopped the ball at the top of the 18, headed down and cleared. Nice turn on the ball there.
This is Mackenzie Murray.
She looks for the return pass. With speed.
Good commitment just to poke the ball free.
And UHSP again tries to break through midfield, but intercepted pass there. That was Olivia Ralston.
That's an instance where you're just trying to force it through the midfield and you really didn't have to. You had control on that left side, and now you've given up the ball and that left side control.
Murray finds a teammate well outside the 18. She plays it wide, gets the return pass, though. There's a shot from distance, just over the bar.
That was Olivia Ralston.
And we had just talked about her as one of the players to watch in this match, and she just struck it very well with a lot of pace, just over the bar.
It's also down to creating your own opportunities. Ralston getting the ball, but you said it well, outside the 18. If she takes a direct touch forward, she's getting beat by a defender and or at least cut off by a defender. In that case, not the case. She plays it through through one of her own attackers, gets the ball back in much more open space just above the 18.
Yeah, she cracked that ball. Tactics. Just running out of room there.
Always the conversation of one too many. In that case, touches through the midfield.
It could be an offsides, but the flag stays down. Give and go there. Lady Blues play it wide. There's going to be a foul here. So really a first dangerous set piece of the match.
And it'll come all of 4 or 5 yards above the 18 on this close side.
Played a little under 10 minutes. We'll see what the Lady Blues, how they handle this one. Looks like Aaron O'Connell has come up from that center back position. I wouldn't be surprised, Daniel, if she makes a shot attempt off this, maybe a bender. Let's see how she tackles. Sends it to the far side, 18, well done.
One issue there for UHSP when defending, when you're setting up your defensive offside line on a free kick like that, you need to align it with the wall. In that case, they started running well before the kick was taken, allowing Illinois College to get so much closer to the goal when the kick was taken than they should have been able to otherwise. And now it looks like both teams are setting up a pinstripe wall on the goal line. They'll play it short.
UHSP does a nice job of quickly pulling out of the 6-yard box. So the first corner kick really amounts to not much there.
One too many heavy touches, unfortunately. Unintentional touchdown in the corner. Played all the way back just to reset. And a great touch to clear, make it 2. UHSP is at least relieve the pressure for the time being.
Tyree.
Too many touches again in the midfield. Didn't have all that much help that time.
She was looking for some support, just could not find it. Clearance blocked. Abby Love. Ball's pulled away from her. Murray. Nice touch there to Adler. Adler with speed. Tries to turn the corner. Gets a foot on it, but it's going to be a goal kick.
Slemmer was really quick to get back there just to put the pressure on and not allow that corner to be turned directly on goal. That's an impressive sprint back when you've already been beat down the left side and a through ball is already past you. Winning that race is a big factor of UHSP holding on to this 0-0 game.
That was a shoulder-to-shoulder race for the ball. Good defending there, prevents the shot. So far, Daniel, first time I've seen both teams this year. This game is pretty well, in my mind, balanced.
Both teams playing it fairly similarly. In this case, Illinois College up the right side. They've mostly looked down the left.
Yeah, Murray's been a big effect here on the left. Dangerous here. Nice stop by the keeper.
10.
Referee's going to stop the clock.
And he'll just call the penalty.
Yeah,
it looked like it was going to be on Riley Mirth, who just came in directly from behind the player taking the shot and kind of just bowled her over.
Yeah, so there's going to be a PK here early in this match.
Erin O'Connell, who took that set piece earlier, will get the benefit.
She ran straight to the ball, the spotted here. So the spot kick. Right through the keeper, just to her left. And it is 1-0. That comes a little over 10 minutes into the match.
I got 12:34 on the official or unofficial official timer. And at this point, that's a mistake that UHSP really can't allow. Not only allowing the ball into the penalty area, but then forcing yourself to foul. You didn't have an extra defender in front of you. Running that 3-back formation actually cost you in that position almost entirely because you didn't have a wing back in the corner to make up for that positioning. Here, they have to foul. You don't foul there, it's probably a goal anyway, so pick your poison. A little surprised a card was not pulled, but more than likely because it was after the shot was taken.
The referee was very decisive, which is what you want to see. You know, make the decision. Pretty much an easy call to make. Yeah, throw in for the Lady Blues as they lead this one on the road.
Certainly helps when, football practice a couple 100 yards away carries over into a women's soccer game.
A lot going on here at this campus. Lady Blues pick it up at midfield and send it wide. Murray. She cuts to her right. Again, cuts to her right. Ooh, slots it through nicely. It goes wide. This flag goes up.
There are very difficult offside calls as a referee. That is not one of them.
Yep, that's an easy call right in front of the AR on the far side. Looked like Adler was caught offside there.
And it was one of those situations where Illinois College had a lot of help as well. You didn't have to force that issue immediately. You had the numbers because you're running that 3 or 4 up top plus a midfielder, and it's only 3 back for UHSP. They were still trailing back to get there. In that case, they just kind of gave it away, and they do it again.
Will this turnover hurt? We'll see. Cuts it in front of 18. Another touch. The keeper's out and scoops up the loose ball there. Another good opportunity for the Lady Blues.
It's good spatial awareness for the Lady Blues as well, and not just cutting the ball directly across the 18, but putting it back to a set of feet that you know are available and open. You're not just kicking the ball just because you happen to think a player's in or around that 18-yard box.
Yeah, the Lady Blues have really got on the front foot here in these last 5, 6, 10 minutes of this first half, and they lead. Renwick with the throw. Cleared. Agnew. Ball played up through the midfield. UHSP's haven't really had a shot on goal yet. And a wide open Murray on this far side. She runs onto it. Ball goes deep in the corner.
UHSP was able to clear, but they'll take the foul inside the 18 with the lack of numbers up. That was the same thing, though, going back to a minute and a half ago, where UHSP just doesn't have the numbers back. And on maybe not a breakaway, but certainly a pretty quick counterattack, you've got a 4-on-3 just because of your positioning. If you're running this 3-5-2, especially as UHSP, who hasn't had the quickest of midfields to trail, you need to be able to get those players back from the start rather than just having them hang out around the midfield with Illinois College having that control. Same thing here again. Murray's going to try and win the race. She won't. Unfortunate first touch by Murth.
A nice one-touch pass there. Abby Love looking for a teammate. Her pass is intercepted. Tactics move it through the midfield. Play it over the top, but headed down there. No call there. Player goes down. Murray makes the run.
A lot less help this time around for Illinois College. They're just trying to slow things down. They will.
That's a nice through ball there. Can she get onto it before it gets across the byline? She does. Plays it back.
She was off again.
Yeah.
That's just good defensive positioning, understanding where you need to be compared to your teammates. UHSP pulls the offside trap that time around, but again, a dangerous ball down in the corner for Illinois College. This first touch in the close side by Murray was what set it up, but the lack of extra players as compared to previous attacks for Illinois College is what forced them to slow it down. If that ball's a little softer on the way through, it's probably a goal-scoring opportunity, but they don't get the benefit of it.
And a big clearance. Izzy Rogers runs onto it. It's defended well there. Illinois College, they lead this one 1-0. Murray has been very busy on this near side. Nice defending there. Hildebrand. She wins the foul.
This is a good time to reset for UHSP.
The restart, Rachel Harris from just her side of midfield. Probably looking for Izzy Rogers up there. Lady Blues gets it first. Such a big part of the game, getting to the ball first.
You got to win those 50s. In this case, UHSP has not done so as often. And I told you about those two outside midfielders, how they're usually going to be wingbacks in a 3-5-2. That's not the case here for UHSP. Those wings, or we'll say midfielders on the outside, are playing more like wingers rather than wing backs. And that's what's costing the UHSP defense right now, or in this case, the lack thereof, is Murray's looking to win another foot race. It looks like she will, but she'll put the brakes on herself.
She was going shoulder to shoulder with 18, Rachel Harris.
Great slide. What a tackle up that left side. And an important one to understate the obvious for UHSP to just stop the bleeding. Hildebrand was the one who made the tackle.
Neither team has got into their reserves yet.
I give it maybe another 10 minutes.
You got a long way to go in this one.
That slide, by the way, ended up going off of Murray and out for a goal kick. I thought it was down for a throw in the corner. So the slide tackle arguably more impactful than we originally thought. Wins the ball as well. Another lost first touch in the midfield, though.
Tactics with a room to run here. For one touch wide. Nice step up the wind pass. There's a nice cross. Cleared.
That was the inverse of what I was talking about for Illinois College, where Illinois College understanding they're not having players as far forward as they'd like to be, so they're playing the ball back. In that case, UHSP just plays the ball across because they can play the ball across. It doesn't win them anything. They end up losing the ball to the lone defender inside the area. That's a missed opportunity for UHSP they really can't afford to have right now. But another nice ball in the midfield could set something up.
Murray with room to run. Keeper scampers over to win that one.
You know, despite the fact this is a home game for UHSP and not too far off the UHSP campus, this feels almost like a home game for Illinois College purely because of the parents in the stands. A lot of these players on Illinois College are from the St. Louis metro-ish area. So this is a pretty quick drive for most of the parents for Illinois College, and you can visually see that here. And another one foul there for UHSP.
Yeah, there's a pretty good band of supporters, as you said, Daniel, for the visitors here tonight. The restart from midfield. Lady Blues get to it first. Agnew. Her pass is intercepted. Couple touches.
Quickly.
Illinois College slams their way through the midfield. Played it wide.
I can't tell if Illinois College is trying to turn this into a women's soccer game or a track meet.
Some quick players out there doing a nice job of really finding the open pass.
They're also playing to their strengths, having those fast players run onto the ball rather than playing it directly to them and forcing them to play through the defense. They just play the ball directly through the defense and kind of skip that second step.
Hildebrand looking for some support. Plays it to the far side. Tactics. Sagnew. Pass picked off. Keeper does a nice job to flag that one down. Good run through the 18. Again, Illinois College on the front foot here and getting themselves another shot on goal.
It's a situation, though, where Illinois College is kind of handcuffing themselves. You had an extra player on the right side where you could open up and give them space. Instead, you force yourself to take a shot from a disadvantageous position while a defender's already on you, but they may have another opportunity to make up for it immediately. Great touch to get the ball free from Murray, but they won't hold on to it.
And Murray's called for the foul.
Murray turns around shocked as ever.
She got the ball, but I believe she got a little bit of the player as well, so good job by the official.
That seems to be the case where a couple times an Illinois College player is losing control of the ball or in the midst of losing control of the ball, and they try and grab a player, pull a player back, or end up trying to go through the player to get the ball. That's what we've seen 3 or 4 times called already.
Tactics. Izzy Rogers. Well defended there. Rogers unable to shake the defense so far in this match. Again, the leading goal scorer for Tactics, 9 goals in 6 games. Looking for that first big opportunity in front of goal here tonight. Tactics played back on the throw-in. Now send it wide.
That 4-back for Illinois College is just so daunting for UHSP to try and play through. You could see them play it back to Mirth. Mirth really didn't have a direction she was taking the ball, and another loss in the midfield. The 4-4-2 is working pretty well here for Illinois College. You can see really exactly why.
Ball spins out of bounds. We'll throw in Tactics. Played about 25 minutes of the first 45. Again, we're glad you're with us, where you may be tuning in anywhere around the country or locally.
Around the St. Louis metro area.
Yeah.
Very pleasant evening here on a Thursday. Officially 80 degrees or so. Not a whole lot of wind, or if there is, it's at our backs in this press box.
A lot better than it's been the last few weeks, I'll tell you that, Daniel. It's been a roasting late August and September here in St. Louis.
There was like a 2-week span that for some reason was 70 degrees.
Brutal.
Murray plants a shoulder in the back of Mirth.
Yeah, these last 2 weeks have been brutal.
Oh, yeah.
3 weeks. The restart from midfield.
Illinois College, by the way, has had 2 subs sitting at midfield for about 4 minutes or so.
Riley Mirth.
If Mirth is aiming anywhere, aim straight down the right side here.
Directing traffic. She spins it to Agnew. Ball goes wide. Caliano kind of stepped over it a little bit.
Caliano is unfortunately the victim of stepping on the ball rather than over the ball, trying to get by the defender.
Hildebrand plays it back. Slimmer tries to go wide. Nice little touch wide there from Rogers. Keeper is going to get a touch there.
Agnew tried to play it out for a corner.
So Gonzalez, with one of her first touches of the half.
I was about to say the exact same thing. She has not had a lot of activity.
And she punts it right up to midfield. Rachel Harris got the head on that one. Slemmer. Mirth. Now we'll have some substitutions.
Finally, Illinois College is allowed to get those subs through. Katie Adler will exit, I believe, in favor of Abby Keaton, if I just heard that walkie-talkie to my right correctly.
Looks like they bring on a forward and a midfielder.
Olivia Halsey also joins the fray. Here is Halsey.
This goes to the Lady Blues.
Slemmer tried to put a brake check on, shielding for the ball without actually being in playable distance of the ball. That's the reason she gets called for that one.
So the restart from this near sideline. Heads towards the top of the 6. Tactics clear. Nice give and go there.
Impressive way to play it safely from the ground just to hold on to control. Dispossessed again, though.
Shot. Goal. What a shot. That was a whistler there.
Looked like Olivia Halsey, who just came on to take one of her first touches of the game, earns the foul here on the close side, takes the shot on goal, beats the keeper to that far post. And sometimes all it takes is a single dispossession, a single mistake to turn it over, and thus turn the game further over in the favor of the Lady Blues.
There's not many keepers that would have got the hand on that one. It was really whistled. Very impressive strike.
And another unfortunate setup there for UHSP where you're just kind of taking a single errant touch and it falls right to a Lady Blues in a perfect position. Game of tiki-taka in the midfield, and they've set up another opportunity, if not just forcing UHSP to trail back and play more and more defense. This 3-5-2 is now turning into like a 3-1-4-2. Murray gets undercut, but they'll let it go. She's going to hold on to the ball.
And we'll see how the Eutectics respond, see if they can't grab one goal back here before halftime. Cut into this 2-0 lead by the visitors. Next goal is going to be so important for either team. You certainly don't want to go down 3-0. Nice interception there. Ball flicked wide. Lady Blues just doing an excellent job here, working the ball across the field, through the midfield. We got a chance to counter here for the Eutectics.
Oh, Rogers needs to come to that ball. That's a missed opportunity again for the Eutectics.
Yeah, don't want to take that ball flat-footed, waiting on it.
Looked like she was trying to play the 1-2, which is the right call to make, but if you go to that, you also have your own movement working for you.
Ball cleared into the UHSP bench.
So I should call the foul.
But off of a, foul is called, so they'll push the ball back. Restart will come deep in the Eutectics side of the field. They're down 2-0. Bob Richards along with Daniel Rodier.
Real weakness for UHSP is not being able to get to those final four defenders, purely because A, of their stature, and B, where they're positioned. They're not letting that midfield create control. And once the ball gets to those strikers, they're already kind of out of the fray and being forced to give that ball up. That one goes a little bit too far. It'll be a goal kick as we see another Illinois College sub enter. Exiting is Olivia Ralston. In her place, it'll be Brianna Nude.
Throw in, Eutectics. Murray gets to it. That's a nice through ball there. Off the crossbar. The keeper's trying to flag it down. She does. Illinois College comes so close to going up another goal as they rattle one off the bar.
That would have been another instance, by the way, of Illinois College subbing a player in and then immediately scoring, by the way. I believe it's Brianna Naud. I do apologize for the mispronunciation. She entered, took that shot off the crossbar, and nearly netted it. The local of Lebanon went to Mater Dei and very nearly kind of broke this game further open than it kind of already is.
Hildebrand. Nice pass.
First real time with numbers for UHSP.
Ball was slotted down in the corner. This one's going to run out of pitch, and as it goes across the byline for a goal kick, and the Utetic's going to make a couple substitutions here.
So on the close side, it's Kaylee Park to enter in lieu of Campbell Slemmer, who's been a big factor of this close side defense.
I think actually she came in maybe for 18, Rachel Harris. 19 still out there.
She did come in for Rachel Harris.
Yeah,
Slemmer just swapped sides.
Yep, she just slid across the other side. Actually, yeah, it looks like she's going to be in the middle. The Blues. Foul. So we'll see how the Lady Blues handle this one. The center back, Erin O'Connell, comes up from that center back position. She scored on a PK. And now with this set piece, tries it right to the top of the 18. Tactics pick up the ball there.
Rogers trying to get it back. She couldn't do so.
Yep.
Again, a quality interception by O'Connell.
Working with Tyree there, trying to get past O'Connell. We talked about O'Connell in our opening comments from Coach Hunter Gray that, again, she's been a stalwart there at that center back position throughout the early goings of this season. The flag goes up. I think we're going to have a foul called here.
I believe it's just for the injury. She was not in any rush to get up. The referees wanted to make sure they had that one blown before any play really set up for UHSP.
Yeah, so the referee pulls the ball back.
Should be a drop ball. It will be.
He'll probably award it to me. He'll probably award it to Illinois College, I guess. If they
No, it's whoever has control. So if they blow it for the injury, regardless of who got injured, it's who has control when the injury's blown. So UHSP was in the middle of building out of their defense. So they'll wait for the Illinois College sub to come on, and they should drop it straight to the UHSP defender. That seems to be the case here. UHSP in that process, by the way, will make a couple changes, it seems. The previous sub was Caroline Krull, who came in to replace Riley Mirth. That time around, it was Weideman replacing the injured Sophia Russo.
Murray. Murray feels very comfortable going to her right, taking it to the midfield, looking for the open pass. Illinois College again stretching the field as far as they can. Throw in, Utectics.
You were talking about Murray able to play flexibly towards the middle, comfortable playing to her right as that left winger. As she was doing so, her position was kind of being replaced by Brianna Naud. And now, at this point, playing that center forward position, maybe picking up a center attacking midi, but it's working for her. She's going to get the ball if she can win this race. She won't. Good clearance, but it's still Lady Blue ball.
I think when Murray picks up the ball on this near side, you got to play her defensively with the idea that she's going to go right.
Yeah.
You know, she does not go down the line very often. Tactics through midfield. Hildebrand. Her pass cut off there. She was looking for the winger on the far side.
Look how quickly the Lady Blues are able to build back. They've got a 4-on-4 directly on a counterattack.
Murray.
Impressive way to shrug Murray off the ball. Murray may have caught an elbow and has not stood back up. They want to make sure Murray's all right. It did go out for a Lady Blue throw, so regardless, they have the ball. Murray does fortunately seem to be okay.
Got a foot race here. Tactics get onto it. There's Tyree. Her cross is blocked. Throw in UHSP. Really looking for their first big scoring opportunity of the game. Agnew plays it wide. Stegman. Nice cross. Just through the face of goal to the top of the box. And the shot goes wide. Best opportunity of the half for the Eutectics. Almost get that one underneath the crossbar. I believe that was Krull who got the final shot that just went wide of the post.
Yeah, she was the one who had that come back for her.
Yeah.
But the amount of players up there for UHSP is the first time we've seen them with not only a good goal-scoring opportunity, but enough players up there to make it dangerous from multiple angles.
Yeah, that was some great work there. Hildebrand, nice touch as they pull the ball from her. The Tactics win it back. Let's play back to Park. Slummer plays it up. Now it goes wide again. Lady Blues have done a good job of getting players behind the ball, Daniel, and they defend as a team. Really done a nice job of keeping their defensive shape in this first half, limiting the Eutectics' opportunities to one very good one just in the last 2 minutes.
And ironically enough, right before that very good opportunity, something caught my ear from Coach Hunter Gray. He yelled, "Why are we retreating?" And that was while they didn't have ball control. So they're keeping their shape, but they're doing so in an aggressive manner, and it's working in their favor.
Yeah, they've been dominating midfield in terms of the 50-50 balls. Slummer finds Tyree.
Earns herself another throw.
Yeah, I think we're going to have let's see if we got a long throw or not here.
Doesn't look like they're trying to set it up.
Nope. I think the long throw specialist is not in there right now. Clear to midfield.
Over everybody.
Run down by Slummer. She turns to her left. Nicely done. Surveys the field for an outlet pass. Plays it wide. Keeper off her line. Gets to it before Stegman can. Stella Gonzalez, the sophomore. Drives it to midfield on one hop.
All three goalkeepers listed for Illinois College are underclassmen, by the way. Haley Schumann alongside Jesse Trost are both freshmen. Gonzalez, as a sophomore, is the most senior of the goalkeepers. Local of Hampton, Illinois. But more and more we're seeing
not many seniors on these rosters, really.
No, and that's kind of what we talked about before this game with Coach Hunter Gray. He said he returned 16 players from the previous season. Only 6 or so seniors that graduated, and then 2 players who left in other fashions. And it seems like that seniority that's starting to build up even without having too many seniors. I believe I count one grad student and two, maybe three seniors on the team. They are certainly poised as if they're a squad of fully prepped and comfortable.
Agnew plays it back. Park to Agnew. Hildebrand. Little shoulder collision with Renwick, who's had a nice first half. Throw in UHSP.
That's a shoulder saying I won the ball and I'm going to add a little bit afterwards.
You can hear the contact up
Yeah.
here. Kroll plays it back.
And that's something that the players remember as well. Those two, should they come together later, don't expect it to be just for a cup of tea or anything else. Or whatever caffeinated drinks they may prefer. You have a preference? Energy drinks? Coffee?
Good old-fashioned fountain soda, Coke.
Okay.
Just as long as it's not too late in the evening, I'll be up all night. That's what happens when you get old. Foul's called here against the Lady Blues.
And this
See if
is
the Eutectics can take advantage of that.
first real dangerous set piece for the Eutectics, or at least first time it's in a dangerous position for them. Wasting no time, by the way.
On goal. Keeper flags it down.
If you're taking that on goal, you have to put a little bit more power behind it. It seemed like that was a wounded duck.
A bit of a floater.
Or if it was intended for a player to go on rush to it, it was just without communication. Looked like a rushed kick.
Agnew. Back to her. Park. Slimmer.
This Illinois College team does not look like a roster that has lost 4 of the last 5. Halftime called there. I was about 30 seconds off.
There, nice job.
And an impressive first half for Illinois College. I said it, they lost 4 of their last 5. 0-3 to Illinois Wesleyan, 0-2 to Central College. A 4-1 win over Manchester is their only win since August 31st. And then they, like I said, lost their 2 most recent matches against Kalamazoo. That was in Kalamazoo, and at home versus Greenville.
They're up 2-0 here at St. Louis U High School, where the Eutectics are going to have to battle their way in the second half. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for second half action. You're listening to Eutectics Soccer on collegecast.com. Welcome back. It's halftime wrapping up here. Bob Richards along with Daniel Roedier. It is 2-0. The visitors from Illinois College leading the UHSP Tactics. Scored on a penalty kick early in the half. Had a nice finish on a second goal. Tactics with a tough first half. They only had really one good goal-scoring opportunity. Let's see how they come out in the second half as they go right to left. In their home whites, the traveling Lady Blues in their all blues go left to right.
If you're going to have one goal-scoring opportunity in a game you're not doing very well in that first half, you'd rather have it at the very end and carry some momentum into the second half. I'd say the best part of that first half was the last 5 minutes for UHSP.
Yeah, I agree. Those last 5 to 10 minutes, they really did play some better soccer as they knocked the ball around, and they're off and running through midfield here. Izzy Rogers, on her 9 goals, she was held in check in that first half, and she's trying to work her way through the defense. Lady Blues go on the attack. Ball sent wide. Eliza Rodriguez runs onto it. Nice defending there. As Tactics clear it into touch.
Lady Blues are wasting no time getting that back in, though.
And one is going to go across for a throw-in deep in their end of the field, so Tactics will throw it in. And that will give the Lady Blues a chance to throw.
Lady Blues have not really been the team to try and send it across the box with these throws, but maybe a missed opportunity there. They're immediately getting the ball back, though. Riley Mirth, by the way, is back in the game after being subbed out at the tail end of the first. She's back in that left center-ish midfield position.
Again, the Lady Blues win the ball at midfield and send it wide. Van Dyke plays it back. Slips off the foot of Lila Stegman. Freshman unable to hold it in here along this near touchline.
Again, the Lady Blues seem to have a general way they want to directly play things up this right side. They've built themselves into the middle.
Left foot shot. Just parried wide. Nice stop by the keeper there. Shot off the foot of Kaylee Adler, to number 17. She wins a corner kick. Nice stop by the keeper. She went to her left.
And Danny Nether at least got a hand on that, but that's also one as a goalkeeper you want to try and hold on to in your hands. It's awkward from a left footer where it's curling to your left as a goalkeeper. She kind of just fell to a knee and then it kept curling away from her. She just had to make sure she got a foot on it, or in this case, a hand.
Let's see if the Lady Blues play another short one. The 2 players standing over the ball. It's kicked across the face of goal. Headed on and just past the bar as the Tactics got the last head on it, so we'll have another corner.
Back-to-back corner kicks now taken by Erin O'Connell. O'Connell has some help right next to her if she wants to use it, but it looks like they're going for that exact same setup.
Again across the face of goal.
Oh, my goodness. How does nobody touch that?
It slips through the 6-yard box right along the goal line. Untouched by both teams, so we'll have a goal kick.
It looked like, if anybody, it was Mackenzie Murray who got a insert body part here on it. I didn't see what she touched it with, but obviously not with enough force to propel it a different direction.
Very rarely do you see a ball that close to the goal line go untouched and not in the back of the net.
Not even one of those, oh, yeah, it's inside the 6. That's within a yard of the goal line. And I cannot tell you with any certainty if it was touched.
Nice run here. Shot and a save. It'll be a corner kick. Nice response there from the Tactics.
It's good decision making, especially there quickly up the left side. Stegman getting a foot on it, getting the ball quickly, and getting rid of it. Whether it's taking a shot, whether it's making the pass, she does so decisively, doesn't leave any room for interpretation.
Corner kick, shot, goal! Tactics have responded here early in the second half, and they are on the board off a set piece.
A flurry of white jerseys. It's difficult to discern who got a foot on it. I'm trying to figure it out from body language and high fives.
Yeah, I think it was Izzy Rogers. 24?
The assumption to our right is Tyree. We will take it as gospel until proven otherwise.
Yeah, we'll have to get confirmation from the far side. But either way, whoever punched it in did a great job as the ball went to ground off the set piece. Tactics got all over it, jammed it past the keeper, and it's a 2-1 new game. Daniel, that's a big game.
We did just get confirmation, by the way. It was indeed Hannah Tyree, the local of Tehachapi, California.
It's 2-1. Early in the second half, Tactics get on the board. Set piece goal by Tyree.
And it was really all set up from the front end of that by Lila Stegman, getting the shot on, forcing the corner, forcing a missed opportunity in goal. And side note, by the way, I believe the goalkeeper on that side may have changed. It looks like it's Jessie Trost in goal now for the Lady Blues. Unless somebody else is wearing the number 30 jersey for some reason.
Katie Adler with the ball, plays it back. Sent wide. Murray. Ball's going to slip across the byline for a goal kick. So the Lady Blues has snuck a new keeper in there on us. We believe, right?
Say again.
A new keeper, right?
Yes. That's compared to what we were given in terms of the starters. We were told it was Stella Gonzalez in goal. Now, we didn't see her number because she's unfortunately on the dark end of the field, or she was in the first half.
Yeah.
Now we do see Jessie Trost in net. That was the aforementioned freshman I talked about from, I think she's from Macomb.
Blues on the attack. Ball sent wide. Passed a little bit behind the player.
Great touch on this left side.
Nice job bringing the ball to ground. That was Stegman.
Mirth takes a skip pass. And UHSP, I mean, right now, you've still got 40-ish minutes left in this game. You're not in a rush to send this.
They're doing a nice job of just showing some patience here and a lot more composure in this opening of the second half. Confidence in the passing.
Keeping primary control of the ball without forcing yourself into something you may not have a good chance at. Did look like that made contact. It did with the Lady Blue.
And they've been rewarded with a goal, so it's 2-1. This game very much up for grabs now. Mirth plays it wide. Rogers to the far side. Hildebrand.
Great tackle.
That was a nice tackle. Hildebrand. She's a nice midfielder. Played wide. Agnew.
Mirth get to this ball. It continues what has been a great last 2 or so minutes for the Utectics here. Keeping midfield control. That's the first real mistake we've seen. But Agnew, with some help, ends up getting it back for the Utectics. That's Hildebrand again to play for it.
Rogers in the corner. Marked by 2 players out there. Ball driven down the field.
Off of Murray on the far side. Murray's actually going to win it up the left side. She's got some help. This is a 2-on-2 with help coming on the far side or close side of the field you can see. Murray may try and do it herself.
What a run. She goes to her right. You could have bet on that.
Great shielding to take control of the ball. That signal you see from the referee, he would have called a foul there if the goalie didn't pick it up. Most teams would much rather have the goalie with control than just a free kick at the top of their own 6. The rare instance of advantage in your home third.
I think, Daniel, the Tactics must have had a very successful halftime.
I don't know what was said over there. They may have had their caffeinated drinks of choice.
Yeah, they came out with a new, fresh look here in the second half.
Talk about waking up in the wee hours of the day. A shade before 9 p.m. here Central Time.
Like a whole new squad here in the second half. Just missing connections with Rogers there as a keeper off her line. Waits for players to get up the field. She drives it to midfield. This foul's going to go against the Lady Blues.
Mirth had positional control there and just kind of got forced in a foul manner off the ball. Looks like just 2 hands to the back. Pretty simple statement there. Kaylee Park, I believe, is the one who ran a foul of the whistle.
I like that, ran a foul.
Ran a foul, yeah.
The restart. Spun towards the top of the 18, and Tactics unable to get on the end of that one.
Single missed pass there for UHSP, but this still looked really good for their midfield as well. I don't even know if it's been the team as a whole, but the midfield is a catalyst to their success in the last couple of minutes, turning into that run down the left side that turned into a corner that turned into the goal, allowing them to keep this a 1-goal game. The midfield, 3 or 4 for UHSP right now, has looked really good since we came out of that break, and that's kind of been the difference maker here for the U-Tactics. That continues. They're looking at a game that can very easily be brought back, as Mirth is kind of being that cog in the wheel.
Referee allows play on. Murray shakes the defender. Slemmer intercepts the pass, and she's down.
A little bit too much of a touch. They're going to make sure Slemmer's all right. Her and Murray came together hard, both making contact with the ball as it kind of just ricocheted out from between them. So they'll allow the goalkeeper to hold on to it just so Slemmer can catch her breath, make sure both legs under her still function.
Yeah, the referee's going to give her a little bit of time here. Now he's going to stop the clock.
So we'll see the same thing as earlier.
Now Slemmer's going to have to leave.
No, if the trainer's not beckoned on, stopping the clock does not force a player off.
That's true.
But what this does is it allows her to catch her breath, doesn't force her off, and allows the goalkeeper to still maintain control without bleeding time away from the game. So most of the time like that, you'll see 10, 15 seconds, keeper holds onto the ball. If player isn't 100%, they'll blow the whistle and stop it. Blowing the whistle to stop that clock doesn't do a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's something where Slemmer feels a lot more comfortable to not have to rush herself because they're still down a goal. It's not like her sitting there for 5 minutes is going to help the team, but clock stop, she can feel like she's got that time to do so.
Nice cross and punched by the keeper. That was well done. Dangerous again. Keeper gets it on one bounce.
Great shot on by Eliza Rodriguez. Looked like a cross, but it was one of those hybrid passes that could very easily be a shot if a player feigns a shot themselves, if they let it go through. It forced a save and actually allowed Murray to get control on the far side. Made things a lot more dangerous than maybe they visually were.
Nice job by the keeper to get a touch on that one as it was going for the far post.
Absolutely.
Foot race here.
This is Rogers for UHSP.
And she may have been fouled from behind. No call. Throw in. Tactics quickly taken.
Slight miscue there for UHSP. Rogers down on that side was trying to shield the ball to let it go out of bounds for that UHSP throw. And when you're shielding, referees across the country will allow a lot more because you're prepared for contact. You're inviting contact from any direction, which is why Rogers, while in other occasions she would have gotten that foul, she's shielding there. She's not going to get it.
Rodriguez plays it wide. Throw in.
It's a great play from Slemmer. Rodriguez was the catalyst of that one. And Rodriguez, as the right winger, was building into the middle to pull the left back away from that left side of the defense. Allowed an extra Lady Blue to join that position and without a lot of pressure. But Slemmer came over, made up that spot, and with a nice hard tackle, forced it out.
Hildebrand. Played wide. Stegman.
Waited an extra second for that overlap. Now Hildebrand has to go try and fight for it in the corner. It actually goes back to Stegman. Now for Mirth.
To Agnew. Rogers. Referee in the stands calls that one.
I didn't have to say anything. He's got that one covered.
Yes, he does.
By the way, you can play from the ground. You just can't do so in an unsafe manner. In that case, she did so in an unsafe manner.
The restart. Indirect free kick. Tactics themselves back in the game with an early second half goal from Tyree. Haven't had any big shots since then.
Really impressive from Mirth, getting back there, gaining positional advantage on the ball, and allowing UHSP to at least attempt to build out. They lose the ball in the midfield, but it's a lot better than losing the ball with your defense having to actively hold off a striker. That one will deflect out again for a Lady Blue throw here on this close side.
Slummer's been solid in that center back position for other Tactics. Down the far side. Top of the 18, shot. That's going to go wide.
That all starts with Mackenzie Murray up the left side, playing it in while drawing the extra defender down towards the goal line. Forces a little bit more space created.
Can't see Coach Hunter Gray taking Murray off the pitch tonight.
I would not blame him.
No, she's had a terrific match. Many, many touches in that first half. And they're racking them up in the second as well. Agnew plays it wide. Tactics held up at midfield. Nice job there. Rodriguez. Katie Edler cuts to the front of the 18. Shot goes wide.
Agnew cut that one off, but she overran it, stopping the ball on dime, and she couldn't stop as quickly. It allowed Adler to get it back and at least get a shot on. A little wide shore, but UHSP making a similar change to what we saw in that first half.
Carolyn Krull on number 33.
She again will replace Riley Mirth.
Rodriguez. Clearing pass. Picked back up by the Lady Blues. Rogers. Shoulder to shoulder with O'Connell. O'Connell wins that battle. Stegman finds Rogers.
Rogers has very little help right now.
Nice pass.
Her lone help was Hannah Tyree. Tyree at least got a decent chance to get a touch on it, forced a mistake out of a defender, gave Rogers a bit more space to work with, but your only option there with your lone attacker already in an offside position is take the shot. Not a great position to do so. The turf monster.
Yep. I think the understanding between Rogers and Tyree has looked better in the second half. They did a good job of playing off of each other.
Really good timing, by the way, by the turf monster. Yeah. Emma Funk, as she gets caught, gets subbed out on this close side. So she will exit. I believe that was Slemmer again to be subbed off. If not her, it was Rachel Harris.
Slemmer stayed in, so it was Harris.
It was Harris.
Murray. Left-footed cross, nicely done. Ball spins across the top of the 18. Shot. Just past the post again. As it bounces right over the keeper, so we'll have a goal kick.
UHSP lucky to escape that without a corner, much less a goal, especially given how long that spent at the top of the 18. There should have been a decent opportunity on there for Illinois College, seemingly not the case.
We're in the 65th minute. 2-1. The visitors from Illinois College leading the Eutectics. Van Dyke with the pass. Finds Murray unmarked on the far side. She'll go to her right. Shot. Spins off her foot. She didn't get everything on that one. I'll go for a goal kick.
Again, Murray on that far side having so much space, though. The issue with running that 3-5-2 without having those wingers on the weak side drop back is Murray or whoever is on that weak side on the wing will almost always go unmarked. You're not having that extra defender back. Your winger or your midfielder on that side isn't trailing back with the opposing midfielder. It gives so much more space to work with for Illinois College and really allows them to take an extra 2 or 3 touches, allow themselves to play on that close side, and allow Murray to have so much space to work with. And she is fast. Can cost you very often. Doesn't seem like they've identified that as a core problem on the Eutectic side yet. Could cost them long term as well.
Throw in Illinois College. As they retrieve the ball on the far side. An early second half goal by Tyree has got the Eutectics back in the match here. After a sluggish first half performance, they've really done a nice job here in the second. There's a shot from distance.
Oh, my.
Well done. That was really struck well.
That'll get the heart rate going if you're the freshman Jesse Trost. Trost diving for that one on the far side. It was already going wide of the post. She did not make contact, hence the goal kick.
I believe it was Rogers that shot that one.
Looked like it.
That was really, really well struck. Agnew wins his battle at midfield. Tyree steps on it, sends it wide. Cross. It's in!
Oh, my goodness.
Over the keeper.
Stegman, the catalyst to the first goal, ends up being the scorer of the second. It's Tyree with the assist.
So it is tied up 2-2 with a big second half here.
And you said Tyree stepping on it. It looked like she was going to head for Izzy Rogers on a through ball up the middle. Instead, sending it back over for Stegman. I thought then Stegman was going to look for Rogers over the middle, and seemingly so did Illinois College. 2-2, we're all tied up.
Just a well-placed shot to the far corner.
And just barely able to carry it over the freshman goalie as well. A difficult shot, and an impressive one.
Like I said earlier, Daniel, Coach Jameson must have delivered one heck of his halftime pep talk.
I don't know what he said.
His team has come out blazing hot here in the second half.
I believe the U.S. Army is looking for drill instructors if he's interested. Now, there isn't a listed height on Trust. Eye test tells me a shade under 5'10", maybe 5'9".
Murray shot. Nice job by the keeper getting down to make that save. It's been quite a game here, a game of two halves. Tactics.
As of her NCSA recruiting profile, she was listed as 5'10". Trust, by the way. Quick Google search will tell you that. Thank you, recruiting platforms. But Trust, it's not like she had a lack of trying. It's not like she was out of position. She was in a pretty good spot around the goal. She just kind of got lobbed.
Yep, that was a spot-on shot. Hildebrand.
A little bit too much in the pass. Rogers had a difficult time controlling with that first touch.
There's a nice touch to Hildebrand. She plays it wide.
That's Tyree on the far side. Couldn't catch up with it.
So we are locked up at 2 here.
Now again will enter. This time she's replacing Olivia Halsey.
Slemmer. Finds Stegman. Hildebrand. Looking for some help. Pulls it back. Gives up the ball. Illinois College is going to try and build something now on a counter. Nice touch there. Referee's going to give a foul there. A little bit of a hard shoulder there. Looks like Park is going to take the foul.
Not a whole lot our officials have had to get intervened on. Couple benign fouls. No cards thus far.
Yeah, it's been a very clean game. Here's a shot from distance. That's in! From distance. Looked like Abby Renwick, number 11.
I think it may have been Katie Adler.
Adler? Katie Adler.
It looked like Katie Adler, who was the one who got a foot on it.
Number 17. So Adler scores from distance. And it's 3-2, Illinois College. That ball was well struck.
She was hunting for that top corner, and from just above the 18, difficult to hit already. But when you've got defenders in the area, you have to carry past them and then thus over the goalkeeper, something similar to what we saw on this close side from Lila Stegman. That time there's no easy way to even get in position for it, much less up in time.
Adler, the freshman out of Meade, Colorado, was talked to us about her, Coach Gray, in his opening discussion with your broadcasters this evening. She comes through for the coach.
Is that Meade as in Fort Meade? That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Can't imagine that's a coincidence.
Little flick on there. We'll see how the Eutectics respond. They're down again.
Adler hunting for Naud on this close side. Couldn't find it.
Agnew plays it wide. Krull. Krull's going to take the foul.
Another time where Illinois College is happy to play it pretty quickly. Straight through the middle they'll go.
It's been a good,
slight miscommunication.
It's been a good game here. The Tactics have really run their socks off in the second half to get the game level. But then 5 or 6, 7 minutes later, they've given up the lead again. Can they respond one more time here tonight, Daniel?
They've got a decent opportunity for it. I mean, a couple times we've seen them in the midfield make a mistake, and it's just a single mistake that loses them the ball. It's a foot race now up the right side. We were talking about a track meet. Now both teams trying to initiate it. Murray gets it back. She'll just play it out for a throw.
You know, Rogers and O'Connell have been running shoulder to shoulder all night up top.
And I don't think that's going to change anytime
No.
soon. I can't imagine a world where Coach Jack Jamieson takes out the team's leading goal scorer.
3-2 here. 73rd minute.
That's a guesstimation. I lost track after that
okay.
third or fourth goal.
We're unofficial. We'll give you that reminder
Yeah.
again. Time's being kept on the field by the referee. There's no scoreboard active here tonight. Rodriguez. Shot. Big stop.
Impressive way of getting her hand on that. Danny Nether again.
Absolutely.
But arguably just as good of a shot. It was initiated through the middle. A couple extra touches forced Eliza Rodriguez to have to turn around and not take a shot herself. She almost picked up an assist. But instead we'll see yet another corner kick taken here for Illinois College. And again, it's Aaron O'Connell.
That save may have kept the team in the game here. You don't want to see Illinois College go up by 2 if you're a Eutectic supporter.
Is that how that works?
I guess.
I mean, we're well inside 20 minutes. My clock's unofficial and, if anything, a bit behind, so time is certainly ticking on the UHSP comeback here. It had already finished, plus now a missed opportunity or two on the offensive side and a mistake on the defensive side. Plus, again, some impressive offense from the Lady Blues. By the way, I just want to correct myself. Apparently I was wrong. They would take off Izzy Rogers. I can't believe they're taking off Izzy Rogers. Now, who they're putting on, completely understandable. Riley Mirth is back on the field. She's somebody who we saw to start off the second half as well. She was a big part of that first half and the fact they didn't get scored on 4 times. But now Izzy Rogers is off.
Tyree with a run.
I got to say, I'm really surprised they pull Rogers off here because it's not for somebody else who would take up that striker role. Mirth is really playing that center midfield-ish position. That's a surprising decision in a game where you need the offense.
I don't think we'll see her on the sidelines very long. She's talking to one of the assistant coaches over there. Ball pinballs around the top of the 18. And finally cleared. Nice job by Caliano. Pull that one down, send it wide.
It'll end up
Tactics
being
ball.
another throw on this left side. Stegman the one to take it. Agnew back to Stegman up the left side. Pinballs. Hildebrand can only do so much. She's now trying to fight for a corner. She gets beaten. So too will Stegman. Great lob over the lone defender there. And look at the quick transition. It will be cut off, but an impressive start to it at least for Illinois College. You're talking about Rogers, assumed to not be on the bench for all that long. I would tend to agree. I do appreciate the college rule where you can re-enter, especially in the second half.
Oh, nice ball. And a shot, and another save.
Great cutback. Unfortunately, without much help and needing to take a quick shot with both defenders there, you're having to go close post. Surprised an extra touch wasn't taken. The offensive side, maybe a missed opportunity.
Tactics keeper has racked up some saves here in this game.
Hildebrand going to force a quick touch. Good, seemingly poise from the freshman goalkeeper Trust.
Agnew.
Tyree's looking for Hennessy on the far side. And inside 15 minutes. We are officially inside 15 minutes. That's a guarantee. That's the reason the clock is stopping on this sub. So I know that. But a couple line changes now being made. Rachel Harris is the only entrant for UHSP. It looks like she just replaced Morehart again.
3-2 here as this game winds down to the final quarter of the match or less. Tactics trying desperately to get this game level again. And they work their way towards the 18. Now push it back. Agnew steps up.
Good step through by Agnew to make sure she got there first, even if it's not directly towards the goal.
She's had a terrific game, Agnew. She's had a lot of play in the midfield. Shot from distance. Big rebound as that one handcuffed the keeper.
It's always interesting to see midfielders like Agnew as well, where the way she plays, she's more of a defensive midfielder. She's the one creating most of the passes that are 2 or 3 passes extra away from a shooting opportunity. So you're not going to see her in the assist column all that often. You're not going to see her taking all that many shots. Statistically, she's a terrible player. But that's the reason that most of these decisions in terms of starters and everything else are not made based solely on the statistics a player produces.
No, she's been on the pitch the whole game, and she's had a lot of touches here. Even in the last 2 minutes, she's had 5, 6, 7 touches.
Easily.
Here's another one.
That's a missed opportunity. That's pretty bad timing.
That one slipped past her. But I think she's had a terrific match tonight.
She's really the reason that midfield kind of woke up to start up the second half.
Rogers. I'm sorry, Tyree.
Just barely got past Stegman. Some more subs here for Illinois College. Liza Rodriguez, surprising decision to see her pulled off. Sophia Russo will take her spot, the freshman at Peoria. Went to Peoria at Notre Dame. Notre Dame?
In the U.S., Notre Dame. In Paris, Notre Dame.
I know there was a prep school around where I grew up. It was Notre Dame Prep.
We have a Notre Dame all-girls high school in South St. Louis.
Okay.
South County.
Not too far from here.
Nope.
If the 4 big blue letters weren't enough of a reminder, we are at the SLU High soccer field. Surprisingly in St. Louis, Missouri.
Throw in Lady Blues. Abby Love with the throw.
Great first touch on the far side there.
Pass a little behind, but the Blues hold it in. Cross, nicely done. Again, the keeper flags it down.
Again, getting involved. That's Katie Adler, the goal scorer, what would currently be the game-winning goal scorer. Almost got an assist to add to it. Nether had some trouble reeling it in, but did complete the catch. Allison Hennessy with a little bit too much on that pass, forces the defense to fully reset. A game of shoots and ladders for the Eutectics. 1 or 2 steps forward, 5 or 6 rungs back. Great board game, by the way.
I probably didn't get to that one.
Never played shoots and ladders?
I can't recall. The Blues trying to wrap this one up. They're up 3-2. Trying to see this one out. Nice step up from the back. It was Abby Love. Murray on the far side. Takes it down the line. Now cuts to the byline and the cross. Too close to the keeper. No problem there.
It's one negative of the playing patience Illinois College is pulling out right now is you're not having as many players in and around the 6 approaching the goal on those crosses, because the one time that you get beat and too many players are there, that goalie's going to have a quick outlet pass, quick counterattack, and it's going to work in your favor. You being Eutectics in this case.
Murray down the line.
That's Adler.
Okay. Wrong again.
No. Adler got it from Murray.
Oh, from Murray. Okay. These aren't the best lights in the world here.
No, I always. The other problem is because of where we're sitting, we're not above the lights, so the lights are still looking at us, and we're kind of blinded by them. You could see it in the camera where the flash from the far side's not making it look any easier. And it's actually brighter on the camera than it is for us. And small-ish white letters on blue font or on blue background with most ponytails hanging in front of them.
Could be a challenge.
Doesn't make our life easy.
So Rogers is back on for his final push from the Eutectics to see if they can equalize. Hildebrand has moved up to up top as well from her midfield position. So her and Rogers are the 2 targets up top. Looks like Tyree was subbed off.
Allison Hennessy, who actually got subbed off. Seems like Tyree's actually taken more of that midfield position from Hildebrand.
So Tyree has dropped back.
Trying to figure out where she's standing right now. Looks like she's standing actually right in front of that corner kick. O'Connell again will take it.
Dangerous here. Top of the 18. Shot! Blocked. Another shot. Another shot. And a goal!
A game of rebounding makes it feel like a basketball game.
The Lady Blues had 3 or 4 cracks at it, and finally they drive it into the back of the net. And they go up 4-2 here late in this game.
The last real gasp, it was a late sub from Sofia Russo. She's the goal scorer in this one. The aforementioned Peoria native is the one who put it home.
The freshman scores, and she's got a big night tonight.
And that may very well be the final nail. 6, maybe 7 minutes or so left in this one. And UHSP has already come back once over from a 2-goal deficit, but took a lot of build-up from the midfield, and there's just not that much time to build that up. And notably, they came back directly out of a second half, where they had the first half break to talk about it. They had the time. Seemingly not the case here.
So it's been a seesaw match here tonight. Illinois College up by 2. Tactics responded with 2, and then 2 the other way.
Quick build straight through the middle. This is Slemmer.
What a long run from her center back position.
Great shield in the corner.
Corner kick.
Slemmer just ran 80 yards.
It's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, it will be.
That was a heck of a run.
Unfortunately, it's a run that turns into a goal kick. Now she has to jog all the way back. And it's more time off the clock. We're in and around 5 minutes remaining. Good one header that looked like Olivia Rolston.
It'll be a goal kick. Stays this way, Illinois College will move to 4-4-1. Tactics will drop to 5-2.
We just got the 4 or 5 minute warning from our referee. Slight miscue on this close side by Russo. Allows UHSP to have a throw, but they need to get it in, get down the field, score, and then do it again. All in the span of 4 minutes and some change, maybe.
Caliano with a long throw. Foul's going to go against the Lady Blues.
Olivia Ralston had her arms up, complaining that she was going to be called for a foul before the whistle was blown. I think Mirth may have gotten some help from gravity on that one. And
the restart here. Rogers sprints up there to the top of the 18. Referee backs the defender off the ball some more. Nicely spun in there, but headed clear. Free header there on the clearance for the Lady Blues.
Oh, and the clock's going to stop. We may see a card here just going straight into the defender after they had already won the ball. Clock's either going to stop for the yellow card or the injury, if not in this case, probably both. I believe Hildebrand is the one who gets the first and, as of now, only booking of the game. Took 86 minutes and some change.
You know, Hildebrand plays with a lot of passion. Maybe seen a little bit of frustration there.
That, and sometimes you're just late. There are times where you've got a late challenge and you're straight into an individual player and it's just a foul. In that case, you're late straight into the mouth of a player who had already won a header. And there are cases where it's for the nature of the foul, cases for the timing of the foul. In this case, certainly a combo of the two. And they're actually going to, unfortunately for her, force Lexi Van Dyke to walk off the field because she was hit in the head. She needs to be checked out by the athletic training staff here for Illinois College just to make sure she doesn't have a concussion and wouldn't be playing through it. More of a formality because you get hit in the head, grabbing your head. These are student athletes after all.
Absolutely. Good call.
Agnew got held so bad most NFL referees would have called it. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Slemmer with the restart. Drives it towards the corner.
Great touch out of bounds by O'Connell there. Just to get a touch on it. We've gotten the 1 minute warning. she's offside when the ball was originally played, came all the way back to it just to try to get involved, but just some unfortunate timing given where the defenders were set up. And that will, in all essence, end it here.
Adler with a run down the right side. Defended by Agnew. Referee looking at his watch. And that does it. Folks, this match is over tonight. It's a 4-2 victory for the visitors from Illinois College. A well-played match tonight. We are glad you joined us. And final thoughts here, Daniel?
All in all, things looked really good for UHSP. Tail end of the first half, really early stage of the second half. Basically from the time they had that first shot on goal to a couple minutes after they scored their second, they owned the control in the midfield. They built themselves up both on the wings and straight to the middle well. But the problem was they didn't keep it sustained. The three-back kind of hurt them. And Illinois College kind of identified those weaknesses early and then capitalized on them, as we saw late, with those two back-to-back nearly goals to basically end this game.
You got to be impressed by Illinois College's response. When the game was tied up 2-2, they responded, finished with the last two goals of the match. So we will wrap it up here from St. Louis U High School. For my partner Daniel Roedier, Bob Richards saying thanks for joining us for Eutectic Soccer. Have a good rest of the evening.